Hello, everyone. This is Luis Concepcion from Strategic Profit Line Trading coming to you with the plan of the week for week number 32. As always, here's our disclosures. This content is for educational purposes only. I'm not providing any investment advice on any one security. Everybody must understand their time horizon, and past performance does not guarantee future results. All investments and trades involve risks, including losing your principal. As always, here's our agenda for the week. I'm going to cover the news, provide a market overview on the indices and earnings. We're dwindling down. We went from over 1,000 companies reporting. What a week we had last week. To 213 companies reporting this week. So here's our results for last week on week 31. Provided 23 zones. Stocks, we went 2-1. Options, 2-1. No entry were 17 and 2. Two stocks closed in our zones on Friday, and that was Square and Norwegian Cruise Lines. Here's what the earnings outlooks looks like. Again, a lot of companies reporting earnings. I'll do my best to provide you with quality zones for the week. Went ahead and I updated our stocks. You had three that hit. It was Amgen, MasterCard, and Toyota. And I updated our options, and that was that. Moving into our news for the week, as you can see, starting on Monday, 30 minutes into the open, we have ISM PMI report. So be mindful of that. So 30 minutes into the open, we should have a little bit of volatility. For those of you trading futures and Forex, understand that in the evening, your Australian dollar will be affected. Moving on to Tuesday, nothing affecting the US markets. However, again, once you trading futures and Forex, you got the New Zealand dollar after market close being affected. Moving on to Wednesday, nothing affected the US market. However, just be mindful for the bond market. We got the 10-year bond auction being affected, so the bonds may be affected. And after the market closes, we got the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar being affected for those of you trading futures and Forex. Really, the only thing next time the US markets are being affected are going to be on Thursday morning with unemployment claims, and that's going to go pre-market. So expect some volatility into the market open. And that's going to do it because Friday, all we have is the Canadian dollar being affected pre-market. However, this may affect the S&P 500. So be wary of that. And that's going to do it for our news this week. Moving into the charts for the week, as you can see, everybody thinks we've really had a bloodbath, but we've had a healthy correction. Here's the SPX from when we started falling a couple of weeks ago. We are down only 6%. So not too bad, a good healthy correction there, 6%. With that being said, we hit this zone on Friday, and you can see it's reactive from it. That demand zone is going to be 52.99.06 to 52.35.66, expecting for us to recuperate here and possibly close this gap and go a little higher this week. On the supply side, I got 56.42.53 to 56.75. Moving on to the NASDAQ, as the NASDAQ has had a little bit more of a correction than the S&P 500. From the top, you can see that it's had almost a 12% correction. So double that of the S&P 500. Again, this is the level that's previously held, and you can see we attempted to get there. So we may continue a little bit lower. So that level I have for you is 18,179 to 17,928 on the demand side, and on the supply side, 2370 to 2592. Moving on to the Dow, as you can see, the Dow hit this level as well. I have less supply in the Dow for me than I do in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Dow doing a little bit better, and we might go into a sideways consolidation. This level hit, but if we retest it, the demand level I have for you is 394.18 to 389.08, with no supply right now on the Dow. Moving on to the almighty rut, what can I say? We got to our level here and returned. We overshot it a little bit, so I'm holding this level here. That level is going to be 22.35.63 to 22.89 still. until it breaks. Just understand you have another level right above it at 23.25 to 23.70 on the supply side. And on the demand side, still holding strong here, this 1887.93 to 1847.64. That's going to do it for the indices this week. Now, moving into earnings. First company I have for you, starting on Monday, Berkshire Hathaway. No supply on the demand side, 398.94 to 391.80 with another level right underneath it at 387.52 to 379.31. Next company is Fresh Pets. On the supply side, 150.12 to 159.63. On the demand side, 90.37 to 82.06. Next company I have for you is AMR. On the demand side, 198.07 to 185.67. On the supply side, 372.80 to 396.99. Next company I have for you is Tyson's Group. On the demand side, 50.06 to 49.25. And on the supply side, 63.97 to 66.77. Moving on to Palantir. On the demand side, 17.63 to 15.64. And on the supply side, 31.77 to 33.88. Next company is Avis. So on the demand side, 93.31 to 65.49. This is a big level, so be cognizant of that and aware of that, and maybe allow earnings to play out to see how this level holds. On the supply side, 161.14 to 177.26. Next company I have for you is Celsius. On the demand side, 34.99 to 31.34. On the supply side, 70.86 to 75.93. Next company I have for you is Caterpillar. Let's get rid of that. And on the demand side, 306.09 to 297.72 with another level right under it at 292.63 to 286.19. On the supply side, 364.54 to 375.15. Next company I have for you is SMCI. This is a very volatile underline. Be mindful this level is already worked. However, see if we hold there throughout the week. That level is 603.83 to 562.86. This is more of an aggressive play. For those of you who are a little bit more conservative, we got the 496.63 to 409.96. On the supply side, we got 998.38 to 1069.55. This company I have for you is Rivian. On the demand side, 898 to 821, and on the supply side, 2316 to 2463. This company I have for you is Airbnb. It's in a level right now. See how this plays out. Just be aware that we have another level at it at 105.94 to 97.39. So for my conservative traders, that's the level you'll utilize. For those of you who are a little bit more aggressive, you got the 129.73 to 124.90. On the supply side, we got 155.77 to 158.71. Next company I have for you is Win. On the demand side, 58.59 to 53.70, and on the supply side, 103.48 to 105.51. Next company I have for you, Amgen. No supply in Amgen as all-time highs were 346.85. First demand level I have for you is 279.39 to 272.41. Next company is Shop. On the demand side, 45.49 to 43.50. On the supply side, 76.55 to 79.56. Next company I have for you is Disney. On the demand side, 85.04 to 83.62. Just realize in the event of an overshoot, we have another level here at 79.48 to 78.68. On the supply side, we have 114.21 to 116.90. And I just seen this level right here. 96.17 to 99.68 on the supply side. Next company is Novo, big insulin company, 109.12 to 103.61 on the demand side, 142.82 to 146.51 on the supply side. Next company is EMR, Emerson. On the demand side, 90.09 to 87.06. No supply as all-time highs was 119.53. Next company is Lyft. Sitting in the demand zone right here, 1071 to 964. On the supply side, 1862 to 1934. Uber has earnings earlier on in the week, so you may want to pay attention to what Uber does. I didn't like the chart, so that's why I didn't provide you with any levels. So see how Uber does, and it might have an impact on Lyft on later on in the week. Next company is Hood. Good old Robin Hood. So on the demand side, you got a couple of levels here. For my aggressive traders, you got 1665 to 1565. In the event of an overshoot, you have another level right below it at 1430 to 1307. It's just demand stacked on demand on demand. And then you have a level at 1203 to 1128. So be mindful of that. On the supply side, you got 3378 to 3806. Next company is Oxy. Oxy's falling into this level. This is a huge level. Well, actually, it's just a $5 level. A lot of money's been moved around on here. That demand level I have for you is 5670 to 51. And on the supply side, 6596 to 6851. Next company is Lilly. On the demand side, you got 742.13 to 716.91. And I did not specify this. They have supplies zone at 939.07 to 966.89. Next company is D-Dog, coming into almost there at demand. You got 103.72 to 99.20. And on the supply side, we got 147.95 to 159.11. And the last company I have for you is the Trade Desk. As you can see, it's tried to get to this level and just couldn't get there and fell. That's going to be the 103.61 to 114.08. And on the demand side, we got 71.57 to 66.56. And that's going to do it for our charts this week. As always, here's my contact information. Feel free to go to the website to go ahead and see what upcoming courses I have. If you haven't done so already, please do so and hit that like button for me. For those of you not following me on social media, go ahead and do so on Facebook and LinkedIn to see posts as I post throughout the week. With that being said, till next week, happy trading.